Welcome, everyone, and happy solstice. In the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter, and of course, in the summer, it's summer solstice. So happy solstice to everyone on planet Earth. Today, aside from doing our regular political live tarot readings, I'm going to have a special dream magic experience for everyone. So while we are waiting for everyone to come and drop by the live chat, hi, my name is Alexia. If you are new, please introduce yourself. In the live chat, we have the most wonderful group of chatters, super positive. So don't be shy. And thank you to all the moderators for keeping us troll and bot free. All right, so this is great. Now, before we begin doing the political tarot reading, I want to talk a little bit about the biology of the dream. What makes or creates a dream state for a person? Now, we have 3 levels of consciousness. We have the awake conscious state, and we have what we are commonly spoken of as the subconscious, which is things that we do without thinking about it. And then there's the paraconscious, which is within our biologic process and within our brain. And these are normally states of consciousness that we access while we are in REM sleep, which is the rapid eye movement. Now, before we go into REM while we are sleeping and we are dreaming, we first enter what is known as a theta state. And a theta state is very relaxing. Theta state can be done while we're conscious, while we are awake. And it is also a brain wave as opposed to the alpha wave. It's the theta wave. And that helps lead us towards REM, which is the rapid eye movement part of our sleep. If you've ever watched your pet dreaming, you'll see their paws twitching and their little muzzles twitching. And yes, they are dreaming. In order for us to be consciously aware of our dream, then our sleep cycle needs to be interrupted during that phase of the dream. Otherwise, we don't have a conscious memory of it, which is why a lot of people who do dream keep a little pad by their bed and they just take the notes about their dreams right there and then go back to sleep. And then normally you'll have an even more vivid dream. Now, I do appreciate everyone coming today. I'm going to light this gorgeous candle that was gifted to me and share with you this beautiful aroma of orange today. I have the orange blossoms. And they're going to clean my air and just make me feel happy and sunshiny because I love orange and that citrus smell. All right, so the void. Many of the states of theta or relaxation while we're awake can be accessed by practicing the very first spiritual law of success, which thank you very much, Deepak Chopra wrote in his book. So he gave us the 7 spiritual laws of success. And the first one is going into the void. All right. So before we actually do the practice of dream magic, I'm going to just chat a little bit about the void. Yes, the state of non-being. That's correct. The ultimate stillness or quietness. In science, it is known as the inertial rest frame. Because in science, ultimately, when the constructs are made using mathematics, and we're using vector space and movement as we're mapping coordinates through a three-dimensional Cartesian plane, which is basically what we think of our world as being in 3 dimensions, is once again goes back to the principle of the perspective or the viewpoint of the viewer. Doing it from the perspective of planet Earth, revolving on its axis, having its satellite, the moon, it's going around its elliptical orbit in the system with all the other planets. All right. And that's the astronomy and the numbers and the vector space of seeing things as we experience 3 dimensions and the viewpoint coming from the planet Earth. In science, and even before science, in the old religion and the old practice, which the Mayans also used, because they were known as the keepers of time, we refer to the inertial rest frame or the center of the universe. Yeah, if we're going to agree on a mathematical construct that maps coordinates through time and space, yes, we have to agree that we are all viewing it together from the same inertial rest frame. Yeah, we can't all look at it together at different times and places on the earth. That doesn't work. And so the science created what is known as the inertial rest frame, or the concept of the center of the universe. Now, in ancient culture, this was actually known as the Hunab-Ku. Has anyone heard of Hunab-Ku? Has anyone heard of the Hunab-Ku? It is kind of like if you have ever watched the Tower in the Hobbit movies about Sauron, and he has the eye. It's actually in ancient cultures known as the eye. And they put it on the dollar bill, the pyramid, the eye. So the Hunab-Ku is symbolically referenced as the eye, the all-seeing and the all-knowing, when in fact it is really the opposite. It is absolute nothing. It is total stillness. And from that point of Hunab-Ku and the void, yes, we can begin. And the reason that we choose this date is because this is the solstice. All right. So thank you everyone for coming. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate you all. Let's get straight to some political tarot. And that's our menu for today. And welcome. Thanks to everybody on replay. I will timestamp this so we save our dream magic experience for the end of today. Yeah, we do it at the end. And then for those on replay, or if you want to rewatch it and redo the dream magic experience, it's easy to find. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to take a quick break while we get started. Okay. And we'll break out the tarot cards. All right. So one of the first things I wanted to check on today was the stimulus money. So let's start by reading on the stimulus money and the stimulus talks. I had run through a quick set of cards, which basically said that in November, they would start looking into it, but it would be unresolved in both December and January. Very unfortunate. So this is my United States Tarot deck, my Greer. So let's just ask the universe. Will we pass, will Congress pass the stimulus check, which includes the direct payment to the American citizens before New Year's, which is only a few days away? Oh, there's a card popping out. 2, 3, 4, 5. At the bottom of the deck is the 7 of Swords. So this is somebody taking away resources, not giving and receiving. This is actually technically a card of the Thief. Lots of 7s here. Well, we do have a yes as the final outcome, and this is a congressional yes. So we could pass the stimulus bill before New Year's. That's what the outcome is saying. The essence of the reading is the 7 of Pentacles. This depends on the votes in Congress. They're counting the votes of Congress, basically, is what they're saying, to see whether or not the package can pass. They're having problems with the issues in the package in Congress right now. I won't bore you with the details. The center is the 9 in the major arcana, the Hermit. This is an investigation. Somebody is busy investigating. So what's saying is what's the most important thing going on in Congress right now is investigations into, because lately we just got supposedly cyber hacked by Russia. Yeah, this is the pro-Russia, the cyber. This is basically saying in the very recent last couple of days, we got hacked. The amount of work, this is currently right now, is so overburdened. The staff is so overburdened with the cyber attack that, yes, I know this sounds really kind of backwards, but yes, they'd rather just get the stimulus package off the plate and get the movement coming. This is a swift movement. This is like fast, yes. This isn't like him back and forth. It's like, yes. So according to my cards right now, yeah, they're going to just go ahead and pass the stimulus package before New Year's, which I think is only a few days away. All right. Like it's like within this week. All right. So let's ask, will they start sending out the stimulus money before the inauguration? Will the stimulus payments go out before the inauguration? Because first they have to pass. It has to pass, and then they have to start dispersing the money. Will the stimulus payments to the citizens, American citizens, be distributed before Inauguration Day? At least start to be distributed. Okay, the cards are saying you better mix me up. Yeah, the last I heard it was only a $600 check. Okay, so let's request financial equality and respite. I would call it financial respite for the American citizens. All right, let's make that a real thing in the now. And frankly, $600 is not it. You know, that's just not actual real financial stimulus for the economy. It's not even a Band-Aid. It's an insult is what it is. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they're working on it fast. That's a fast and swift yes. Okay. So will the Treasury disperse the money before Inauguration Day? Oh, lots of screaming and yelling over the stimulus checks and the stimulus payments. This is a lot of fruitless endeavor, barking, trying. It's a lot of fruitless efforting. And this is sorrowful news. More sorrowful news for the United States of America, because somebody who's Mr. Luxury wants to keep all that money for himself. So what this is saying is the disbursements are going to go out. But they're, at this moment, this is the prosperity and the economy of the United States, but no, somebody who is not acting in the best interest of the United States, justice, it says in the end, justice will be served. But what this is saying is the sorrowful news of the people regarding the stimulus payments and the luxury of the GOP, who's been funneling this money over on these PPP loans to large corporations, is going to get the money. The people are going to be left barking at the moon and in pain. I'm telling you, these guys. So what this is saying is, yeah, they might pass it, and for entertainment purposes only. This is just a tarot reading. Yay. So what this is saying is that, yeah, they're going to pass it, but no, they're not going to be sending out the money. We're not going to be receiving the money before the inauguration. So sorry, folks. All right. Yippee. So now we're going to look at another world event. Okay, I'm going to review a few things today to bring some of my return viewers, my loyal followers who watch regularly, to bring everybody up to speed on the Beirut connection. The predictions that I had, which came up for December 14th and January 14th, which I know you guys know are the numerology dates that we're all aware of here on this channel, actually came up during the time of the very first Beirut explosion. And there was actually a second Beirut explosion after that. And what that Nostradamus reading most telling prediction was regarding the time of the activity of the Navy, which said that when the metal strikes the ship, Okay, so what they're talking about is the naval activity going on right now in the South China Seas. And I did receive my news brief from the United States military that the attack was begun, or some sort of military offense is begun by the U.S. Navy this week. Okay, hold on a sec. I need to get some water. Hi, everybody. Okay. So the prediction is that at this time, when the Navy starts to take the action, is when the final outcome of those Nostradamus readings are coming to fruition. And that date is January 14th, 2021. So I put up the predictive reading for January 14th, and it's up from yesterday. So hi, and thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm going to ask some political questions here while we're waiting for the people to arrive. And then at the top of the hour, or in about 45 minutes, we're going to have a dream magic experience. If you have any political questions or world event questions, please type them in the chat. And don't be shy. Everyone here is very, very sweet. Okay, so we just did the reading on the stimulus payments to the United States citizens, and it says although they are going to pass the stimulus package, they're really pretty much taking advantage of the citizens, just giving us a tiny little bit of money, which they're not going to distribute to us before the inauguration. So they're toying with us again. All right, so let's look at the condition of the economy of the United States for 2021. I understand things are going to go very, very well for the United States in 2021. So I would love to do a predictive reading on the economic prosperity of the United States for 2021. I'm going to use a double set of cards. So we have some sort of plan and methodology of how to approach bolstering our economic individual prosperity, because that security and food security is very important. All right. And I'm going to cleanse them with the candle, ring the bell. Request that Spirit share with us a message to look at the economic prosperity of the United States for 2021. Unfortunately, it's death. This means that we're going to be tied in very much with the coronavirus and the number of people who we're losing. It's going to be directly tied to the economy. And I'm going to put up a double set of cards. I love doing this because sometimes we can get matches. Okay, pull cards. This is a reading on the economic prosperity of the United States for 2021. This is good, you guys. This is actually very good. All right. Overseeing the essence of the reading is the children. So this is going to be about going back to school. I would say that the schools are going to be reopening. And this is Nine of Pentacles. We're going to have a lot of resources for reopening the schools. This is huge. They're going to have everything they need to reopen the schools. Okay? So this is, once I said, this is a lot about getting back on our feet and getting reorganized. Ultimately, the best health and the best interest of the United States is what is at the center of this reading, which is huge, the Empress card. This is in a very pure position right now because it is the physician. It is aligned with the physician. This actually is the snake that the AMA uses as their symbol, a double set of cups. So we're going to be receiving medicine, medical care, health insurance. These are going to be the decisive factors to cure our ills. In the recent past, there has been a victory at the Electoral College. And this is also, with the King of Cups. Joe Biden is the president-elect. I love this reading. It is extremely, extremely accurate looking. This is actually the army at the present moment gathering resources, but they are anxieties and worrisome. So at this present moment, we have a double set of nines. Look at this in the present moment. One says that essentially we are at war. We are sick, we are wounded, we are tired. We've just been hacked, cyber attacked, and everyone is losing sleep. We've got psychic distress and worry over the economy. That's right. This is people just are anxious. It's anxiety. This is the current economic situation. People are very anxious about Christmas this year. Okay, now remember, help is on its way. Okay, the physicians, the healthcare, it's all here. Okay, and the schools are reopening, you guys. The Wheel of Fortune and the ultimate yes card, you guys. This is hugely great. So what this is saying is when the Wheel of Fortune turns, at the moment of darkness, just when you think the things are the worst. That's right. The dark, it's always darkest before the dawn. Yeah, luck will fall in America's favor. Yes, we will more than survive. We are going to flourish. The economic forecast for America is all up because let's face it, when you bottom out, it's basically all on the way up. Now that energy of going up in and of itself creates the momentum for the economy to align with the health. So see how this reading, the United States' economy is aligned with the health. Yeah, the new 45th or 46th administration said the way to reopen is by dealing with it. Yay. All right, everyone. What other questions do we have today? So that's excellent. That means that next year is going to be a huge economic growth in terms of the economy. There's going to be huge job growth. And the schools are going to be reopening. So it's going to be a lot of fixing what's broken. And that's going to create a lot of jobs doing all this cleanup. Yay. Okay, and my condolences do go out to everyone who's lost a loved one. I know I have lost family members, unfortunately, this year. It's been quite sad. All right, yeah. So we'll take one more quick politics question, and then we're going to go into our dream magic experience. Where we talk a little bit more about the Hunabku. Who has a question? So this is great. I actually have a Twitter account now, and I have been receiving a post from Peter Strauss, who is the author of the book Compromised. Yeah. And he asked the question, who will acknowledge Biden's win first? Donald Trump or Putin? I was going to read on that, but you know what? Vladimir beat me to the punch. He already congratulated President-elect Joe Biden right after the Electoral College met. Yeah. Now, tomorrow we're having our regular Monday live stream where we do our Minerals Monday live. And we're going purple tomorrow with the fluorite. Fluorite has channels in it, and it channels excess energy. So when we channel excess energy, we can sleep. Yeah, we can sleep. All right, so we're going to be talking a lot about sleeping and the biology and the bionomy. Yeah, we're going to go over a little bit of the bionomy of sleep and dreaming. Yeah, at the top of the hour. Yeah. All right, so I've been following the money trail for Jared Kushner. And I keep getting that he's not going to be indicted because of his family ties. Yeah, he's under investigation. So the big question now is, will Donald Trump pardon Ivanka? Because people are saying now that he doesn't want to pardon his kids because he's afraid that they'll rat him out. Can you believe? What a special family. Oh, gosh. All right, so let's go ahead and put this up here. All right. Hi, everyone. We're just about to ask another political question about Ivanka. Let me put the camera down. Will Daddy pardon Ivanka? Because rumor is that he said no because he doesn't want her to rat on him. Will Ivanka Trump receive a pardon? Is Ivanka Trump getting a pardon? Is Ivanka Trump getting a pardon? Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, let's take a moment here. Shuffle. Will Ivanka Trump receive a pardon? Will Daddy give his daughter Ivanka a pardon? Ooh. Justice. It's at the bottom of the deck. Oh God, we're going to have to look at the bottom of this deck after this reading. Will the 45th president pardon his daughter Ivanka Trump? I'm going to put on a double set because this British tarot deck has a yes and a no card that I put in it. Yeah. Will Donald Trump Trump pardon Ivanka? Will Donald Trump pardon Ivanka? Ooh, that's a delay. The Hanged Man. Okay. Will Donald Trump give his daughter Ivanka Trump a pardon? This is a delay. This is seeing things from a new perspective. Donald Trump is looking at his daughter from a new perspective. He's looking at her as if she is... Oh, he's thinking of her as a future success. Okay, so he's thinking about his daughter taking over future political ambitions. In the center of the reading, here he is, Donald Trump, issuing a pardon, and the answer is Ten of Pentacles. This is saying that he can if he wants. He's got all the resources. He's got the power. You see how this is the king? This is him sitting here with his pardon. See, that's the precious resource that Donald Trump is handing out right now, is pardon palooza. This is him handing out pardon after pardon after pardon. And Ivanka, see how they're like little ones, his kid, his dog, how they're just sitting there waiting for Donald Trump to issue a pardon. But this is evidence against her, an SDNY, and the indecision. This is Donald Trump saying his hands are tied because she's under indictment for the Trump organization, which has just happened like a few days ago. At this present moment, he's looking at SDNY and all estate and non-federal indictments against Ivanka that he cannot pardon. And her fate, the Wheel of Fortune, is out of his hands because he doesn't have the jurisdiction to stop Cy Vance, district attorney. Oh, this is Cy Vance, you guys. This is someone who's in charge of the justice against Ivanka and the Trump family and the Trump dynasty. And the Page of Pentacles, a news about the pardon. So we're going to be receiving the news about the pardon. There is nothing here that says yes. Trump is both undecided about pardoning his daughter. He thought about it, but he's delaying her pardon. He's thinking about her future candidacies. I'm not kidding. Donald Trump is currently handing out pardons. See, this is him sitting on his pardons, and it's Pardon Palooza, just handing them out. Ivanka asking, Daddy, can I have one? I want one too. But Cy Vance sitting in the power position at this very moment, because Donald Trump does not have the jurisdiction to pardon his daughter against indictments within the state and the State Department. This is saying we're going to get news about her pardon very soon out of the Justice Department. Actually, this is actually news about her indictments that's coming very soon. Hi, Cardomancy. Thanks for coming today. Happy Solstice. Oh my goodness, it's so hanging in the balance for Ivanka right now. So that's her reading. She's basically asked Daddy, and he's put her on hold. He's thinking of her in a new way. He's thinking if he can't run, maybe he can get her into the new Trump party. So we don't really have a GOP anymore. Alrighty. In about 15 minutes, we're going to be doing something really special. We are going to be taking an experience into the void. And the 7 spiritual laws of success, law number 0, is to do nothing. Whenever one embarks on a journey, the first thing one does is nothing. Okay, so for me, the best way to start a vacation is by doing nothing. I don't like to just scream out of town or be waiting at the airport for a ride somewhere. I just want to do nothing first. That's like my very, very first thing on my plate. Less is more is one of my mottos. Because if you think about it, less things cluttering your life. See how simple my spread is? See how lovely empty my wall is? It had all that yucky stuff on it before. I took a 6-week break. That's right. Yeah, to redo my wall. Exactly. Okay, another politics reading before we do our dream magic. Well, we've got this table all nice. And tomorrow we're going to be going purple and doing the color magic meditation with fluorite, which is channeling excess energy. And we're going to be talking a lot about the bionomy of sleeping and dreaming at the top of the hour. Okay. Boy, there was so much that went on. I want to check in on Bill Barr. Are you guys with me on that? Okay, so it said he resigned, but I couldn't get past sentence number 2 of that letter because it was Barf City. I literally started to just forget it. No way. So let us check in on, did Bill Barr resign or was he fired? I mean, come on, people. And let's dive deep into this Bill Barr thing, because talk about an enabler. Oh man. Did Bill Barr resign or was he fired? Did Bill Barr resign or was he fired? Fired. That's a yes. Now we'll get the cards out to back it up. Okay, I'm going to use these ones so we can get both of them. Did Bill Barr resign? Did he resign? Or was he fired? Fired by you know who. I love tarot cards. They're so fun. Did he resign? No. Did he resign? It's all upside down. See? The Hermit. Okay, now the reverse Hermit means that he did not go out of his way. Somebody came to get him. They stabbed him in the back. This is like stabbing somebody in the back while they're not looking. Who? The King of Pentacles in reverse. That's Mr. Pardon Palooza. acting out. This is Donald Trump having a temper tantrum, the King of Pentacles reversed. And the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So what this is saying is Donald Trump is jealous of Barr because William Barr's family has so much money, and Trump doesn't have anything right now. He's jealous of Barr and his family. Was Barr fired? And this is all reverse. Barr was fired because Donald Trump didn't like the fact that he lost the election. Donald Trump wants to disempower him at Barr and take Barr out of his power position and dump him. He was fired, you guys. Why? Because there weren't enough decisions made in the lower courts to overturn the results of the election. This is the recent past. His agreement with Barr and his little club of codependent enablers has gone bad. This is actually getting drunk. This is like overdosing. Oh, Christmas cooking, yippee. What are you baking today? What are you cooking today? And this is Trump's agreement and his little pact with Barr gone wrong because the prosperity, because the economy's down. He's not angry just about overturning the election. He's upset because the economy is down. Ooh, candy, that's a little vague. I was always making caramels. That's traditional for our family to make caramels. So no, Barr didn't resign. He was fired for two reasons. One was Barr wasn't able to move the courts up in the decisions in order to overturn the election result. But he actually is ultimately mad because the economy is going to prosper under Biden. He's insane with jealousy, you guys. The guy's nuts. Peanut butter fudge and potato candy. Oh, wow. I have to admit, I have not heard of potato candy. All right. So do not pass out during the dream magic, okay? Because you're going to be setting actual real candy with the thermometer, I assume. So when we do the top of the hour dream magic, just keep it simple. All right. So what are Barr's? What's going to happen to Barr now that he's sitting out there? And then we'll look at the temporary AG, which I think is Rosen. Did I get that right? What's going to happen to Barr now that he's just sitting out there in the cold? What's going to happen to the former codependent enabler? Man, this guy is the one who helped out with that Bible. Now, Alexia, calm down. Let's take a look into the future. The future of William Barr. Will William Barr be held accountable? Will William Barr be held accountable? Will William Barr be held accountable? Once again, overruled by the amount of literal people who are expiring. It's like, how many Americans died of COVID since I started this live stream? Don't answer that question. Oh, will William Barr be held responsible? Ooh, I really mixed these up, and we're starting to get the same set of cards. This is sharing. This is memories. This is nostalgia, the way it was. Donald Trump's nostalgic. He remembers when Barr used to be able to get him out of trouble. A.G. Barr's past is living in the lap of luxury. His family ties are huge. This is all the power and money he has right now. Overseas. Look at this. Look at this. He's waiting for his ship to come in from overseas. Is this the 2 or the 3? It's the 2. He's got an overseas partnership. This guy is planning. He's planning an escape. Look at this. Victory. Right now, he's victorious and getting away with it. This doesn't say that he's planning to get a move overseas. He has an overseas partner. Yeah, who's stealing information. This guy's not going to be held accountable. His family is too powerful. I'm telling you guys. Wow. All right. So let's look at A.G. Barr's future then. Seeing as he's got his partnership agreement, let's just put this in the center of the reading. He's got daddy with all the money. I mean, we're talking the ultimate white privilege here. To commit treason and codependent and enable a cyber attack. Okay, so before we ask about Barr's future, let's take a look at Attorney General Barr's participation in the current revelation of the attacks. Now, the truth is that this has been going on, they said, since July. Okay, so it's not like it just happened. It's been happening. Let's look at Attorney General Barr's relationship to the cyber attack. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. It's so great to meet you. We're looking at Attorney General Barr's relationship, overseas relationship to the hack, the big hack. Wow. Attorney General Barr's relationship to the big hack. Okay, these are his resources, his hidden. This actually goes back to the evidence that he was holding. This is evidence that he's been withholding. Okay, I've got to put a full set of 9s because these are the players. These are their intentions around the agreement with Barr on the cyber attacks. Ooh. Okay, so when this goes back to the impeachment in November of 2019, when the House of Representatives first began the impeachment hearings, there was 1,000 former DOJs who wrote a letter regarding the Department of Justice and Attorney General Barr. These are the thousands and thousands and thousands of prosecutors who know about A.G. Barr. Once again, a 10. They're everywhere. Not only are they former prosecutors, they're staffers, they're generalists, they're politicians, they're corporate CEOs, and they all know about Attorney General Barr's participation in the cyber hacking. I've never gotten a top row where it's all 10s. This is a triple set of 10s, you guys. Like, this literally never happens. They're in the Justice Department, they're in the government, and they're in corporation. All these people all know all about William Barr's participation in the cyber attack. Okay, now each of these top row forms a column. This is deep, you guys, because a triple set of 10s, that means it's it. It's over. Finale. Done. Ad infinito. No way around it. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, good night, Patricia. Oh, Patricia, in a few minutes, you might want to stick around after this reading. We're going to do the dream magic. Yeah, we're going to do the dream magic. Hopefully she'll come back for that. Okay. Now, what are these different departments' intentions? And you notice how they all line up in the columns. The whistleblower on AG Barr. Remember I said they blew the whistle. These thousands of prosecutors and former prosecutors and DOJ, they put out the letter. They blew the whistle on him about a year ago. Okay, and once again, we know that he's got agreements overseas, and the corporations are basically taking back. So this, I would say this is like taking back an agreement that they had with Barr now that he's resigned, technically resigned. They're saying, no, I'm going to take back. This is like Indian giving. See, it's like a carrot on a stick. I'm going to give you this, but I'm taking it back. Here, come. Come on, Attorney General Barr. Come on. Oop. Okay, so that's like a little gimme, take me, push me, pull you with the corporations. Okay, and what's going to happen? Okay, what's going to happen in the end is the blood's going to be spilled. Okay, now this is loss of life. Okay. A.G. Barr's sudden ruin. He just got, his career just got fired. Okay. He's terminated, over, done as Attorney General. Okay. The whistleblowers came out a year ago. How many indictments? Okay. This is A.G. Barr's loss. His loss. Okay. Now, will he go to prison? If it's an 8, it's very much within the realm of possibility. This is the 8 of Swords. This saying that these partners and these agreements, these overseas people, no, that's straight up treason. They need to put him in prison. Prison, A.G. Barr, prison. Final outcome. Okay, now once again, the corporations come in, the CEOs, all their money. They take back their agreement with Barr. They're like, no good, no more. You got fired. It's Joe Biden. Joe Biden is coming in, you guys. So in the end, Barr's ruination will be finalized. See how Biden's going to put the final nail in A.G. Barr's coffin. He needs to go to prison, you guys. I really hope so. Unfortunately, not sure what is the blood to be spilled. And we're going to get to the dream magic. Solstice asks for clarification on why will blood be spilled. China. This is actually Hong Kong. He had something to do with the Hong Kong regime. Four of Pentacles, withholding evidence, withholding information on Hong Kong. And once again, Ace of Wands. Bam. Yeah. What that's saying is he had so much to do. Okay, because we're just finishing up the politics now, guys. A.G. Barr, while he was in his position, his former position, had everything to do with the Hong Kong takeover. Yeah, see, that's a yeah. Okay, remember this whole thing with China and Hong Kong? He caused this. This guy is wicked beyond words. Thank goodness. This is the leader of the United States. No more Russia influence. No more Putin. Biden has got the balls to stand up to Vladimir. All right, so now we're going to go and thank you everyone for coming today. Thanks for putting a like on it. If you haven't had a chance to just subscribe, we're going to be meeting again tomorrow to do our fluorite mineral. It's going to be good because we're doing purple tomorrow. The void. We spoke a little bit at the beginning of the live stream, so if you come in later for a review, I'm going to timestamp this for the folks on replay. Let's talk about the first law of spiritual success and dreaming and going into the void. In order to create the dream state, we want to be in a place of stillness. We want to fall asleep. Now, I'm not going to put you to sleep. This is not a hypnosis. We want to return our essence and our energy to a place of stillness. And from the center of the universe, that's where we begin. Because it's a common reference point. Yes. In the ancient religions, the center of the universe is known as Hunab Ku, which we see as a symbolic representation, the eye. It's a lot like that movie, Lord of the Rings, Sorrows, the all-seeing, the all-knowing, the eye. The eye is known as Hunab Ku in the ancient cultures. And it is the place of stillness and the beginning and the being, the lack of being, the without being, the nothingness, the no movement and the stillness at the center of the universe. And from the center, the entire universe forms the movement around us. When we work with the bionomy of dreaming, I want to talk a little bit about the bionomy. We went over the biology of sleep at the beginning of the stream. The bionomy is what's held in the gut. And in order to have a more vivid dream state and help cut back on nightmares, our gut needs to be complete from a digestion process. So what that means is we don't want to go lay down or go recumbent soon after a heavy meal. The best way to improve the bionomy for the dream state is to have your large meal in the afternoon, in the late afternoon. Kind of like how we do our feasting at Christmas and Thanksgiving, we have an early meal. And then we stop eating at sundown. Now, sundown's like 4 p.m. where I live right now. So the medical amount of time that it takes is 5 hours. So you want to stop eating 5 hours before you go to sleep. So let's say you go to sleep at 11. Then stop eating at 6. In the old cultures, people would dance, they would sing, they would light fires, they would tell stories, they would play piano, they would sing songs. The evening was a time of social gathering after the meal. Yeah, go for a little walk. We used to go to the club and go dancing all the time before we go to bed. So the bionomy, which means the ability of our gut, which has our emotional intelligence. Yes, we need to give our digestion system and stop eating 5 hours before we go to sleep. We can lay down like at 10 o'clock and then drift off. And then, yes, the bionomy will be optimized for dreaming. Now, we don't always remember our dreams. The actual physical mechanism for remembering dreams is if we're awoken during the dream state. So a lot of lucid dreamers and dream magicians keep a journal right next to their bed. So you can just jot down your dream and then go back to sleep. Okay? That way you can remember your dreams without remembering them. And then when you wake up in the morning, you go, I had this dream. The first law of success is going into the void. Nothing is everything. The solstice is a day of extreme on the orbit of the elliptical orbit. There's 2 foci. There's 2 focus points. Okay, a foci, 1 focus, 2 foci. So when we're at the solstice, the focus point, which we're nearest to, has the largest pull. And we whip around because we're not traveling in a circle. We gain speed. And that's why we have experience at the solstice of an acceleration. Everything happens really fast because the earth is actually moving faster until it whips around its elliptical curve, in which, once again, that focus point is pulling the hardest. So it tips between the northern and southern hemisphere. For actually now the southern hemisphere is feeling the tip the hardest. So around we come this elliptical curve and we slingshot on the other side. When we come through the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which is happening right now. I'm in the Pacific coast, so I'm going to be the very, very end. I'm like the last one. So like it's already almost the 22nd of December in other parts of the world. It's the end of the 21st because we got what's that called? The time, DMZ, the time. Yeah, that time zone thingy. It's very close to the Pacific. Okay. To LA. All right. So the solstice, once again, is an accelerated speed, and we slingshot. We want to use this momentum by being in a very state of smallness. And so going into the void is to burrow energy. Burrowing is like a little animal that goes underground to hibernate. Or it's a seed that's being planted in the furrow, in the darkness, which is nothing about harvest. It's only the intention, okay? The only thing you know is when you put that seed in, it's a tomato seed, or it's a bell pepper seed, or it's a spinach seed. Your intention is that it will grow to be a beautiful tomato plant or a beautiful spinach plant. But all you really know is that it's a spinach seed or it's a tomato seed. This very date, this very time, this very hour, I know a lot of us have been doing our visions and intentions work. We are already clear. We know what we want. We have our wishes. We have our vision. We have our intention. But before we quote unquote plant or germinate it, it must go into the burrow. We can't just leave it out here. It can't be around where anyone can see us. It has to go deep, deep. Well, it has to be buried far enough down. It's not too shallow, yet not so deep that it cannot germinate. Because before it becomes a plant, before our intentions become a reality or form, before we germinate, we just need to burrow it. That's all we need to do. It is so, so simple. And we have like about 36 hours to burrow our seed. So perhaps you have a vision board. Maybe you wrote down your visions or intentions. You've been working maybe with Z Queen, and shout out to the other tarot readers. Here we are at Alternative Health Tarot with Alexia, and we're going to take this. Now, I have a tiny, see, it's not like a big old crystal. I have brought a tiny little Swarovski, little greeny, a tiny little green bead. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, and it's symbolic. And I'm going to intentionally place it inside the geode. It's not sitting on the surface. See how it's burrowed inside the geode cavity? All right. All you need is a symbolic thing. You could just take a little bead and you place your intention and maybe take a little pot of soil and just bury it. Just put it in there. And you have the whole 36 hours or something to do this, all the way until like the 22nd or the 23rd. You have a few days to push your intentions into your little seed. It's a seed. And then burrow your seed. Okay, I've chosen to place a little Swarovski lead crystal bead inside of a geode, and it's symbolic of the dream magic. And then we focus on going into nothing. Silence. Emptiness. Black without light. The darkness. In the darkness, the tiniest amount of light can be seen. One infinitely tiny photon of energy reflected off of an orbital object like a comet or a moon. Boom, and gather one little photon at a time to create that energy beam of light. Boom. When it is dark, we can see the moon. When there is no moon, we can see the stars. More stars than we can even imagine with our minds. And from this place of darkness, our vision, even the tiniest, poof, goes like a light beam through the universe to find its complement to create the form. Effortlessly. You've already placed your vision and your intention into your seed, and it's going to burrow now for about 36, maybe to 72 hours. That's right. The smallest thought, the tiniest joy, and the sugar plum fairy will catch it. Yes, the sugar plum fairy comes to visit the children in the darkness this time of year. Yeah, because we dream of the beauty and the wonder, the winter wonderland. Yes, the snow, the sound of the little deer walking in the snow, all muffled with their little hooves, and the tiniest sleigh bell sound, jing, 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 carries so far through the woods in the silence and the stillness of the solstice of the winter. That's all we need to do. Keep it small, keep it dark, keep it simple. Take your seed, your tiny, 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 tiny little thing, your intention, your vision for 2021, and push that energy into your little seed, and then burrow it and burrow it. And it's going to basically be germinating in a few days, and it will sprout. And then at Imbolc, which is February 1st, we will have again our Feast of Saint Bridget. The dream magic is about lowering and lowering the amplitude till we center ourselves in a space where all the energetics are going around us. And yet we remain still. And all the outside influences come to tap into us. That's because we're connected to the center. The center. And tomorrow we will be doing purple on our live stream. I'm going to be using fluorite as we move in our color meditation to the center. And we will perform the centering. It's a Tai Chi, actually traditional shamanistic centering. Today we dream on. We dream and we dream and we dream. We remember the beauty and we remember how it was. We take with us that which we hold dear into our next paradigm. This is the big shift. This is it. The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Solstice 2020. This is it. Namaste, everyone. We'll be meeting again tomorrow. It's great to be back. Thanks for putting a like on it. And I will timestamp this for the replay, folk. It's so easy. Less is more. Nothing is everything. Good night.